Hello guys, here's Graphity. In this new tutorial, learn how to create 5 motion graphics transitions with After Effects. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here we are in After Effects. We will create a new composition, 1920 by 1080. Rename it Final Comp and press OK. We will create another composition with the same settings. Rename it All Transitions and press OK. Drag all transitions on the comp and lock it. We will create again another composition with the same settings. Rename it Transition 1 and press OK. Here we are. Double-click on the rectangle. Rename it Rectangle 1. Add a fill effect. Change the color to a type of red like this. You can copy the color code if you want. Let's add another effect, Radial Wipe. Look how it does. OK. Change the start angle to 25 degree, and for the wipe, select counterclockwise. The transition will do something like this. OK, let's maintain this 100%. Enable the keyframes. Go to 1 second on the timeline. Enable the second keyframe and put it at 0%. Ease them, and edit the graph. Great! Duplicate the rectangle. And on the last keyframe, change the transition completion to 93%. And change wipe from counterclockwise to clockwise. Look how it does. Nice! Skip 2 frames. And drag those keyframes. Select both rectangle and duplicate them. Skip 3 frames and shift those 2 shapes. Select a shape and change its color. Maybe a type of blue like this. Same for the above shape. Now, we'll just repeat what we've done before. It looks like this. Great! Select and duplicate both shape. Skip again 3 frames and shift them. Pre-compose the shapes. Rename it Matte, and don't forget to check this. Now we have our matte. Select an image and drag it to the timeline. And adjust the image. Pre-compose the image. Select Move All Attributes, uncheck Adjust Comp, and rename it Image 1. Shift it to the Matte Comp, and change its Track Matte to Alpha Matte. Now, let's get a look. Perfect! If you like, you can add a glow effect to make it more shiny. Copy glow and paste it to all the other layers. Reduce a little bit the intensity of this shape. Copy and paste it to the comp above. Great! We're done with the first transition. But before going to the next transition, let us first set up a small animation which will help us to make the second transition more seamless. Just at this point, select the ellipse tool and create an ellipse. Here will be fine. Align the shape. Good. Rename the shape Circle 1. And copy this fill effect to paste it on the circle shape. Increase the scale by 1 pixel. Alright. Duplicate the layer and change its color to a type of green like this. Decrease the scale of the shape to 2 pixels. Duplicate again the layer, and you just repeat the same process. Now, select this layer, duplicate it, and shift it to the left. Duplicate again, shift the layer to the right, and change their colors. Select both layers, and change their layer color to green. Select all the shapes, and drag them to the exact point of the time ruler. Select this shape. Go and take your anchor point tool, your snapping must be enabled of course, and drag the anchor point of the shape on the middle of the comp. Same for the other shape. Good. Select the 5 shapes and reveal their scale. Enable the first keyframe and for the last, put it at 0%. Select all the keyframes, inverse them, and ease them. Go also and edit the graph. Select the 2 green layers and drag them up. Now select these 3 layers, jump 3 frames, and split the layers. Also split for these 2 layers. Please on this part, select from down to up the layers, right-click select Keyframe Assistant Sequence Layer and press OK. Expand these layers. Now select the 2 green layers, put them at the same point of the above layer, and expand them also. Skip 3 frames and shift them. Now, we'll get something like this. Great! Go on to the project panel and to the All Transition comp. Drag Transition 1 to the timeline. Look! Fine. Create a new composition with the same settings and rename it Transition 2. OK. Select the ellipse tool and create an ellipse on the middle of the comp. Now align it. Rename it Circle 1. Duplicate the circle and put it on the top left. The objective here is to fill the screen with those shapes. Select both shapes, duplicate them, and drag them to the right. Select the middle circle and increase the scale up to 120%. Great! Reveal all the scale of the layers. And enable their keyframes. First at 100% and last 0%. And inverse the keyframes. Ease them and edit the graph. Good. At this point, I'll arrange the layers according to which layer will start and finish the animation. This shape will start its animation, so I'll drag it down, following by this layer. After this one, and this last one. We'll just leave this last middle shape. He will be last that will finish his animation. Now, select all the layers and duplicate them. Skip 3 frames and shift them to the point of the time ruler. Skip again 3 frames and split the layers. Select the layers from the bottom to the top. Right-click Keyframe Assistant Sequence Layers and expand them. Just repeat what we've done on the layers above. These 5 layers, they're all Mattis. Let me be clear with you. Drag an image onto the timeline. Pre-compose it. It's really important. Rename it Image 02 and press OK. This image, we'll duplicate it 4 times. And each image, put it below a circle. Fine. Select all the pre-comp image and change them into alpha matte. Now, let's take a look at the result. Awesome! We'll try to find a good point when the second transition will be more efficient. You can change the color of the circle if you want. I'll just copy this fill and paste it on these shapes. OK. I think it is good. Create a new composition with the same settings and rename it Transition 3. Select the Ellipse tool and create a big ellipse. Rename the layer Circle 1. Copy the fill effect and paste it on this circle. Select the circle and duplicate it. Reduce the scale to 70% and change its color to red. I'll just repeat the same step to other 3 times. Okay, everything is well set up. This layer will be the matte, because it will carry the image. Now, enable the keyframes of the scale. Go to 1 second, and change the value to 0%. Select all the keyframes, inverse them, easy ease them, and edit the graph. Go to 2 seconds on the timeline and enable the other keyframes. Select all the middle keyframes and try to a little bit increase the circles by 5 pixels. It's up to you. This will make the circle to make a small bouncing effect. Okay. Select the last range of keyframes and edit the graph. Look what it does. Good. Select the middle range of the keyframes. Go to the graph and right-click, select Edit Value Graph. Increase a little bit those keyframes. Select the last range of keyframes and push it a little bit to the right. We're trying to arrange it like a mountain. LOL. I think now it's good. Yeah, it's good now. Push your time ruler to 3 seconds. We'll animate their position, but we'll live for this one matte layer. Select all the other layers, hold Shift and press P to show the position. Enable the keyframes and jump to the 4th second. And drag everything down. Okay, it's fine now. Select the keyframes and easy ease them. Go to the graph, select Speed Graph and edit the graph. It will be something like this. Great. Select all the layers and split them. Select all the layers by starting from the bottom to the top. Make a right-click, Keyframe Assistant Sequence Layers, and press OK. Expand the layers and take a look. Awesome! Select an image and drag it to the timeline. Try to put her head on the circle. Pre-compose the image and rename it Image 03. And shift it to the same point of the layer above. And change it to Alpha Matte. Take a look. If you just leave it like this, it will not really have a great effect. But if you parent the image to the mat after when his animation is done at this point, it will be something like this. Good. But the whole image is not revealed. No problem. At this point, split the layer. Bring the layer down. And don't forget to disable your track matte. Expand the top pre-comp image to fill the gap left. Great! Now, we got something like this. Good. Go to the All Transition comp and drag the Transition 3 comp to the timeline. At this point we'll be good. Great job! Create a new composition with the same settings and rename it Transition 4. Select the Rectangle tool. Enable the Action Safe. Create a rectangle shape. And push it at this point. You can still push it furthermore. It is up to you. Select the rectangle, hold Ctrl and double-click on the Anchor Point tool to center the anchor point of the shape. Rename the shape Circle Middle. On the rectangle contents, go to Rectangle Path. Right-click on the option and convert it into Bezier Path. Add round corners and put radius to 200. This circle, we'll duplicate it. Push this one to the top and rename it Circle Up. Just repeat the same steps. Okay, now select these two circles and shift them to the right. Okay, it's fine like this. We'll first start with the middle circle. Enable the keyframes of the path. Go to 1 second. And put another keyframe. On the last keyframe, hold Shift and drag the line to expand the shape. At this point is good. Expand also the other side of the shape. Make sure to not show any round corners of the shape on the screen. Select the keyframes. Ease them. And edit the graph. Good. Now, hold Shift and press S to show the scale option. Select the two path keyframes and shift them at the point when the time ruler is placed. Enable the keyframes of the scale. One at 0 second and the last at 1 second. Change the last keyframe to 0%. Select both of the keyframes, inverse them. Ease the keyframes and edit the graph. Good. Let's have a small preview. Great! Copy the fill effect on a layer and apply it to this circle. Select the circle, duplicate it, and change its color. Alright. We'll repeat the same step 2 more times. Duplicate again for the last time, but this layer will be used as a mat. Select all the duplicated layers, jump 3 frames, and split them. Select from the bottom to the top the layers. Right-click, Keyframe Assistant Sequence Layer and press OK. Now, expand the layers. Let us have a small preview. Beautiful. For now, we'll disable the visibility of the layer mat. At this point, we will just repeat what we've done previously on these other 2 layers. Let us continue with this one. I'll speed up this part because I'm just repeating what I've done before. During this silent moment, I'll tell you a joke I got. What do you call someone with no body and no nose? Nobody knows. Ha ha ha. I got another one. How do you call an asthmatic alligator? An alligasptor. Okay, I'm done now. Ha ha ha. Take a look. Good. Look these middle shapes. Select all the middle shapes layers and drag them to the top of the timeline. Now drag an image into the timeline and readjust it. Pre-compose the layer. Duplicate the image 2 times and place them below each mat. Select now each pre-comp image and change them into alpha mat. Let's have a small preview. Alright. There's this gap line here. We gonna fix that. Select this middle mat. Show the keyframes of the scale and put the time ruler on the last keyframe. Disable the constraint proportions and expand this shape up. Great! We've fixed that yellow line. Go to All Transition Comp and drag Transition 04 to the timeline. Like for the other comps, we'll search for the right moment for this transition. Good. Let's create a new composition with the same settings and rename it Transition 5. Select the ellipse tool and create a big shape. Paste the fill effect and change its color. Rename the layer Circle 1. Duplicate the circle and change its color. Select both circle and enable the scale keyframes of these layers. Put the last keyframes at 0%. Select all the keyframes. Ease them, and edit the graph. Okay, now skip 5 frames and drag the last layer to the 5th frame. Select the circle. Duplicate it. Skip 5 frames and drag the 2 below layers to the time ruler. Drag an image to the timeline. Pre-compose the image. Rename the first layer matte and cut the layer. Go back to the All Transition comp and paste it there. Drag it to the point of the time ruler. Drag transition 5 to the timeline. Select this comp and split it. Drag this layer up and change its track matte into alpha matte. And you just put back this matte. Look at the result. Great! Go to the final comp composition. Create a solid layer and rename it Frames. Double-click on the rectangle tool. Select the mask and press Ctrl-T to enable the transform option. Hold Ctrl and drag that line down. And inverse the mask. Let us preview it. Great job! Okay, now, for this last step, we'll add a light leak. I made previously a tutorial on how to create your own light leaks. You can check it out. Drag the light leak down. Pre-compose the light leak. Change the light leaks mode to add. Let's take a look. Nice job! Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope it helps you. Like, comment, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials. It was Graphity. See you on the next tutorial.